So I know what you're all probably thinking, and then this movie has been out for like 4 or 3 months, I don't know. Like, why are you talking about the movie just now? Well, I unfortunately wasn't able to see it when it was released in theaters, in cinema, so that's why I'm talking about it now. It came out on digital yesterday, so I thought, well, I have to see it now, and I saw it like 10 minutes ago, so let's talk about X-Men Apocalypse. This new trilogy of X-Men movies started off with that movie, with First Class. I loved First Class, and then X-Men Days of Future Past came out. I actually really liked X-Men Days of Future Past. A lot of people give it shit. I, however, liked it. This movie, however, closing off the trilogy, I'll be honest, it's a forgettable movie. I saw the movie 10 minutes ago and I have problems remembering what happened in this movie. It's just a forgettable movie. I'm not gonna say that X-Men Apocalypse is like pure bad, because it does have some stuff that I actually like. Like, if the ending of this movie would have been where this movie actually began and then we went on from there, I probably would have really liked this movie, but it didn't. Obviously, this movie has been out for a while. I'm just gonna purely talk about spoilers, whatever pops into my head. And also talk, you know, what I liked and what I didn't like, and well, most of stuff are unfortunately what I didn't like. Okay, so the main things that I didn't like in this movie was the villain Apocalypse, because I thought he was a bit weak of a villain. I get it, you know, oh, he wants to take over the world because fuck the humans, fuck everybody else, you know, like, I'm the god, not these false gods. These blah 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 blah. You're all my children. He was honestly a bit weak. It's not the actor's fault. I'm gonna say it right now, it's not. It's obviously the script, and it's obviously maybe Bryan Singer as the director and all of that. The Four Horsemen as well, disappointing. Well, I mean, I didn't hate Storm, it's just that she didn't really have a lot to do. I like that Storm now has an accent again. I didn't like the fact that her hair becomes white because of Apocalypse. That's just, you know, comic book nitpicks, you know, oh, she should have always had white hair. I'm probably not gonna talk more about that because there was a lot of it in here. A lot of comic book inaccuracies in this movie that I've already heard a lot of comic book fans complain about. Psylocke and Angel, so worthless. Like, the whole point of Apocalypse is to go and find the most strong mutants, but he even says it in the movie. And then he finds Angel? I mean, I get Storm, I get Magneto, I don't get Angel and Psylocke. It really feels as though him finding the strongest mutants are just like, oh, let's grab these guys, like the first ones he sees. I like that Moira McTaggart is back, but the fact that, like, she's the one who brought Apocalypse back. I hope all of the people realize that, because she moved everything so the sun could come down. She is the reason for all of that. That bugged me a bit, actually, in the movie. I was just like, what? Nah, goddammit. I have accepted that this is a completely new timeline. I know that, you know, Mystique is not Mystique, she's Raven now, she's good. I accept that. I know a lot of fans of these like movies and comics books, and they're all so annoyed, you know, they're so mad, you know, all these timelines, blah blah blah. I have accepted that this is a new timeline. What I will not accept is that Beast and Raven are fucking human. I hate it. I mean, they're not human, they're mutants, but they look human. I hate that so much. Oh, there's some medicine that turns me human. That's such a it's so bullshit, because the whole point of First Class was Mystique and Beast, you know, coming to terms with, this is how we look, this is who we are. That's the whole point of X-Men First Class. That's what makes it such a good movie. I just spit everywhere. Raven is now hiding because she's a hero. That's her excuse. Fuck that. It's such a bullshit fucking... Ugh, I hate that, you know, just fucking be blue. Magneto was quite good in the movie. I really liked, you know, where he's ended up in the last, like, 10 years and what happens to him. The fact that his wife and child die. Problem is that the way his wife and child died was so ridiculous. I saw the movie in this very room with a friend of mine, and he started laughing, and I completely understand why he started laughing, because the death scene with the arrow just flying through both of them is just so ridiculous. I mean, I like that they died because it's sad, it's drama, but I didn't really like the way they died. But yeah, and then overall there are a lot of like some like plot things, like plot holes and everything that really doesn't make sense. Like, why the fuck wouldn't Quicksilver say that he was Magneto's father? I know a lot of people have been asking that question, and now I'm asking it as well. Why? I really like Nightcrawler in this movie. He really reminded me of the X-Men Evolution version of him, which I really like. So I just hope that in the next movie, because we all know that there's gonna be a next movie, I just hope that Nightcrawler is in it, because he was good in it, so please let him be in the movie. I really want Cyclops to not be a douche, which he has been like all of the movies, and granted, he wasn't a douche in this movie, but like he didn't have a lot to do, like, which is the problem with all of these characters. There are too many characters. They should have just focused on Jean, Nightcrawler, Cyclops, and then Jubilee, you know, in the car. If the movie would have focused on those four going on whatever they're doing, like mutant lives, blah blah blah, I guarantee that the movie would have been so much better instead of having this like world is ending, blah blah blah. And the next part that I actually thought that I would hate, that I didn't hate, was the Wolverine cameo. Travel to Alkia Lake or whatever it's called. It's a PG movie, so of course they couldn't show like actual Rampage Wolverine, but I thought they did a pretty good job. At least his claws didn't look fucking stupid. And then Jean and Logan had their moment together. Jean actually unlocked some of his memories, which means again that he's probably gonna be a completely different Wolverine than when he first escaped from the whole place. Again, continuity, let's not think about continuity. Everything is different. Everything is different. That's not like that, no. If you're wondering why I fast forward for a lot of stuff, it's because I want to get to Jean Grey. I love Jean Grey. Jean Grey is my favorite X-Men. I know that's a bit weird to say for people, because a lot of people say like, why you like Jean? But she's like, blah 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 blah. I like Jean. Sophie Turner as Jean was pretty good. I didn't hate it. I didn't see her enough in the movie to know whether I loved it or not. And in the end, of course, we see Jean basically save everyone with her magnificent powers. We see the fire and everything that is the Phoenix. And comic book accuracy aside, because Jean doesn't have the Phoenix inside of her at all. It's a cosmic entity that, you know, goes inside of her when, you know, they're in space and all of that. If we don't think about that, if we just think of it from a purely visual standpoint, I have been waiting since X-Men The Last Stand to see that shot, to see Jean, to see the Phoenix fire, to see all of that. So throughout that scene, I was smiling. I was just like, oh, it's firing, and I love that Jean got to have like the hero shot, even though the Phoenix powers doesn't really make sense, you know, but forget about that. The powers are inside of her in this continuity, whatever. It's on like an Elseworld storyline. I'm so happy that I actually got to see it, but I'm so sad that I had to see it in a mediocre movie. And when Jean is about to kill Apocalypse, he says, all is revealed, which to me, I took it as he's realizing that he's not the god, but that she's the god. That's what I took from it. I don't really know what the movie wanted me to take from it, but that's what I took from it. Jean Grey / Phoenix is, you know, more of a god than he is because she fucks him up. And then, as I said in the beginning of this video, the movie ends where it should have began, with everybody standing inside the danger room with their awesome outfits that they should have had throughout the entirety of this movie, which they fucking didn't. Could you imagine having an X-Men movie with these outfits? It would have been so good. If there was a next movie and it has these X-Men in it, I would be a-okay. I would be really, really excited to see that movie because I like the characters so far. I just didn't really like the storyline that they were in. It's a bit like Suicide Squad, actually. You know, I like the characters, but I didn't really like the actual storyline that they were in. I mean, look at fucking this. I would probably give this movie like a 6.5 out of 10 because I just didn't really care for the story at all, but we got to see the Phoenix, so... But I'm gonna go now though. What did you think about the movie? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Tell me why in the comments, and I'll see you guys in my next video. And I love you all, and I hope you all have a fantastic day, and yeah. Oh yeah, the music as well. Like the music. Ha! Because X-Men.